Boys and girls, this week we have learned different comprehension strategies that help us better understanding during reading. Every day we've learned a new strategy that has been added to our tool belt in order to help us to become awesome readers. So today we are going to add a new strategy to our tool belt, and that is called summarizing. Summarizing is where you're able to take the big ideas in the story, get rid of the little ones, and be able to put in your own words what happened in the story. So today we're going to use that in the book Owen. Boys and girls, can everyone hold up their hand for me? Well, on your hand there are 5 fingers, and each finger is going to help us create our own summary after reading the book. So, finger number 1 is who are the main characters in the story. Finger number 2 is where does the story take place? Finger number 3 is what is the problem in the story? And now we've come to finger number 4, and there's something different about this finger. As you can see, there's a ring on this finger. Have any of you seen your mom maybe wear a ring on that finger? Well, that is because it symbolizes something very significant to her, and that might be her wedding day. It's something that is really special. So here is the significant events in the story that might be different or may be special in the book that tells us something really cool about it. And finger number 5 is what happened in the end? What is the ending? If you take your pointer finger and your thumb and put it together, it makes an OK sign, which is a full circle. And a full circle represents the very end. So finger number 5 is what is the ending? So to answer the 5 questions on these fingers, we're going to use the main ideas in the text, and we have to pay very close attention to them so that in the very end, we can make our own summary. So let's get to reading. Owen by Kevin Hinkes. Owen had a fuzzy yellow blanket. He had it since he was a baby, and we loved it with all of his heart. Fuzzy goes where I go, said Owen, and Fuzzy did. Upstairs, downstairs, in between, inside, outside, and upside down. Fuzzy likes what I like, said Owen, and Fuzzy did. Orange juice, grape juice, chocolate milk, ice cream, peanut butter, applesauce cake. Isn't he getting a little old to carry that thing around? Asked Miss Tweezers. Haven't you heard of the blanket fairy? Owen's parents had it, so Miss Tweezers filled him in. That night, Owen's parents told Owen to put Fuzzy under his pillow. In the morning, Fuzzy would be gone, but the blanket fairy would leave an absolutely wonderful, positively perfect, especially terrific big boy gift for him in its place. Boys and girls, the blanket fairy is just kind of like the tooth fairy. So the tooth fairy takes your tooth when you leave it under your pillow. Well, this is what the blanket fairy does, but with a blanket. But Owen stuffed Fuzzy inside his pajama pants and went to sleep. No blanket fairy, said Owen in the morning. No kidding, said Owen's mother. No wonder, said Owen's father. Fuzzy's dirty, said Owen's mother. Fuzzy's torn and ratty, said Owen's father. No, said Owen. Fuzzy is perfect, and Fuzzy was. Fuzzy played Captain Plunger with Owen. Fuzzy helped Owen become invisible. And Fuzzy was essential when it came to nail clippings and haircuts and trips to the dentist. Can't be a baby forever, said Miss Tweezers. Haven't you heard of the vinegar trick? Owen's parents had it. Miss Tweezers filled them in. When Owen wasn't looking, his father dipped Owen's favorite corner of Fuzzy into a jar of vinegar. Owen sniffed it and smelled it and sniffed it. He picked a new favorite corner. Vinegar does not smell very good, class, at all. It really just makes your nose curl up. Then he rubbed the smelly corner all around his sandbox, buried it in the garden, and dug it up again. Good as new, said Owen. So those were just different ways to get rid of that yucky smell. Fuzzy wasn't very fuzzy anymore, but Owen didn't mind. He carried it, he wore it, and dragged it. He sucked it, He hugged it and twisted it. "What are we going to do?" asked Owen's mother. "School is starting soon," said Owen's father. "You can't bring a blanket to school," said Miss Tweezers. "Haven't you heard of saying no?" But Owen's parents hadn't, so Miss Tweezers filled them in. "I have to bring Fuzzy to school," said Owen. "No," said Owen's mother. "No," said Owen's father. Owen buried his face in Fuzzy. He started to cry and would not stop. "Don't worry," said Owen's mother. "It will be all right," said Owen's father. And then suddenly Owen's mother said, "I have an idea." It was an absolutely wonderful, positively perfect, especially terrific idea. First she snipped, then she sewed, then snipped again and sewed some more. Snip, snip, sew, sew, dry your eyes and wipe your nose. Hooray, hooray, hooray! Now Owen carries one of his not-so-fuzzy handkerchiefs with him wherever he goes. And Miss Tweezer doesn't say a thing. Now that we finished reading Owen, let's use the main ideas from the story to fill out our 5 fingers and make our very own summary. So, let's start with finger number 1. Finger number 1 are who are the main characters? So, if we look in the text, we can see on this page right here that it's Owen and his parents. So, I'm going to put this picture up that shows Owen and his parents for who. And I'm going to write Owen and his parents. Now, for finger number 2, we're going to ask who are the main characters, or we're going to ask where did the story take place. So, as you can see on this page right here, we can see that Owen takes Fuzzy many different places. So the bathroom, his staircase, the window, his backyard, when he eats. This is around Owen's house. So the story takes place around Owen's house. So then I'm going to put right here. Where does the story take place? Owen's house. Now, for finger number 3, we're asking, what is the problem? Well, the main problem in the story is that Owen seems to not want to get rid of his blanket. And as you can see right here, he does not look too happy about it. So, for the problem, it's Owen refuses to get rid of his blanket when his parents want him to. So I'm just going to put Owen won't give up Fuzzy. Okay. Now, remember what I said earlier about the ring and how it was significant to your mom? Well, we're going to look for the significant events that happened in the book. So maybe some significant events were how they tried to get rid of Owen's blanket. Those are some really special ways and something different in the book. So right here it showed the vinegar trick. And then they also tried to do the blanket fairy. So I think the significant events are when they try to get rid of his blanket in different ways. So I'm going to put down the blanket fairy and the vinegar trick. So I'm going to write those 2 down. So blanket fairy and vinegar trick. Those are significant because his parents have never really heard of how to do them, so it was pretty significant to teach Owen those kind of things. And now we're coming around to the full circle, which is the very last finger, the 5th finger. So what was the story ending, or how did the story end? Well, when we look through at the very end of the page, we can see that Owen is so happy. So boys and girls, I really think this was a good ending for Owen. And what his mom did was she made Fuzzy into a handkerchief so he can take it wherever. So the ending was his mom made Fuzzy into a handkerchief, and now Owen can take Fuzzy anywhere. So I'm going to put Fuzzy is now a handkerchief that Owen can take anywhere. Okay. Now, since we filled out our 5 fingers, we know the who, the where, the problem, the significant events, and the ending. We can take all those main ideas and create our own summary. So let's say that Owen had a fuzzy blanket that his parents tried to get rid of in different ways. But in the end, it was made into a handkerchief so Owen could take it anywhere. And everyone was happy. Okay. Wow, look at our hand that we filled out. I can really see from it that we are really starting to understand what summarizing is. So, to recap what we learned today, summarizing is paying attention to the big main ideas, getting rid of the small details, and after reading the story, being able to put into our own words what happened, just like we did down here. Summarizing is another tool we can add to our tool belts, and it will help us become better readers, just like we were better readers today by learning summary.